The Government of India promised 33% reservation for women in the Lok Sabha and state assemblies in 2023. 2 years later, nothing has changed, and it has been noted by the Union government. On April 8, the Union Cabinet cleared 2 bills, not to introduce women's reservation, but to modify some clauses to make it actually implementable, potentially bringing it into effect for the 2029 general elections. The system required to enforce the Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam still does not exist, even after 2 years of its introduction. Between April 16 and 18, the Parliament is expected to take up a bill to operationalize women's reservation and a bill to set up a delimitation commission. Together, they attempt to solve the core problem built into the 2023 law, that reservation cannot begin until the seats themselves are redefined. The Constitution 128th Amendment Act 2023 mandates that 1/3 of all seats in the Lok Sabha, state assemblies, including Delhi Assembly, will be reserved for women. This includes within SC/ST quotas, where 1/3 of reserved seats are also earmarked for women. But the law will only come into force after a census is published and delimitation is completed. So the delay is not incidental, it is written into the law itself. The current Lok Sabha has 543 seats. At 33%, that translates roughly into 181 seats for women. But the government's current proposal links reservation to a much larger structural change, expanding the Lok Sabha to 815 seats. That would push the number of reserved seats to 273. This is not just about inclusion. It is about restructuring representation itself and then applying the quota on top of that. This is where everything converges. Delimitation will determine how many seats each state gets and where the constituency boundaries lie. Without it, there is no way to decide which seats will be reserved. The law requires delimitation to be based on a post-census exercise. India's last census was in 2011. The process for the next one has just begun. Hence, delimitation is frozen until after 2026. This creates a deadlock because no census means no delimitation and no delimitation means no reservation. That is why the Cabinet's second bill to set up a delimitation commission is not merely procedural. It converts the reservation law from a constitutional promise into something that can be executed on the ground. This is why there is now a movement forward using existing 2011 population data as a starting point. If Parliament clears these bills and delimitation proceeds, the Lok Sabha seat count could increase significantly. 1/3 of those seats will be reserved for women. The same framework will apply to state assemblies, and reserved constituencies will rotate across elections. For political parties, this will be nothing short of chaos. It will force a restructuring of candidature, strategy, and seat allocation. The idea of reserving seats for women dates back to 1996. Multiple attempts followed in 1998, 1999, 2008, but each failed to translate into law. The reasons consisted of disagreements over sub-quotas, concerns over rotating constituencies, and lack of political consensus. The 2023 amendment finally closed that loop, but it also introduced a system that requires multiple institutional steps before it can function. So what's happening now is not the introduction of reservation, but it is an attempt to unlock it. The law is in place, the quota is defined, what's missing is the machinery. And the next few days in the Parliament will determine whether that machinery finally begins to move. Follow Business Standard for more such stories.